So here's an interesting topic that I want to talk about today in this video. Here, I'm going to move you guys. Let's get a little bit more personal over here, so we can get kind of the. All right, so I'm going to bring um, an interesting topic today that I've been seeing, and it's kind of piggybacking off of um, uh, this last kind of video that I did about American martial arts is doomed. If you haven't seen that one, go ahead. It's like my second or third one back, and this kind of rolls along right along that same line. And if you didn't look at the thumbnail or get the hint, there is such a thing as like Hollywood martial arts. And before I get into that, let me tell you kind of my background and how I can kind of bring this topic to you guys. Um, I lived in California, Mission Viejo. It's right along the 5 freeway there. I lived there for about 8 years, and that's where I got my really true start in martial arts. And I stuck with that style because it was so much fun, and the competition was really um, was really hardcore. There's a lot of guys that went into the UFC from it. One naming Anthony Showtime Pettis came out of this style. But he's a very acrobatic martial artist, and so I had a lot of like um, kind of not real big connections, but I had a little bit of connections into the Hollywood world at that time. I tried to become an actor in my early 30s after I got done rodeoing. I rode bulls for many years. That was my first experience. I'll put some pictures up on the deal to show you. I was a professional bull rider for a lot of years. Um, and that was one of the main reasons I got into martial arts is to become a better bull rider. That was my main goal. It's like, hey, make me catty, make me fast, make me strong, and that's kind of what my goal was. But then I was having so much fun, and I was getting up into my 30s when I got really into it, and I was like, oh, okay, well let me just transfer into this, and this is where I've been ever since. Um, but in that transition, I was, I did a few auditions, almost got my foot in the door on a couple, but I realized it's like that's just not me. I'm kind of a low key type of guy. I just like to keep to myself, do my own thing. And I could tell you the guys that actually created like the Hollywood um, style of martial arts. They cater to the actors and actresses of Hollywood, of movies and TV, and same thing with the stuntmen and women. They have a martial arts form, and you can call it extreme, you could call it creative, but the big brand name is XMA, Extreme Martial Arts. And I've met the guy that created that one. I'm not going to say his name, but you guys can look him up pretty easy. He was in my old style. Um, I I met the other guy that created it, but he these two guys came out of the Power Rangers group. They One guy is solid. I went to one of his tournaments, and I had a kid that I trained with. He was really good. He was probably the best in the studio in my studio at that time. Him and this Green Power Ranger student went up against in the finals, and and the guy I trained with got slaughtered by this kid. I mean, point right after another. Um, Kid that I came out with a black eye because the kid did this, amazing spin hook kick, and I mean, just nailed him solid. And I was like, man, can't complain about that. It was a good shot. Um, so the Hollywood style kind of rolled into like the traditional martial arts, and that's kind of where I want to go to with this conversation. Is it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it is, but it kind of is for the instructors and the school owners like me, and probably thousands of you out there, which means we're getting students in that are watching these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies, these Karate Kid, Cobra Kai series and movies, and they're coming in, they're getting jazzed up, and they're wanting to do what those kids do. Um, in the movies, and we got to teach it to them if we want them as students, because that sells. It's a selling point that all of us need to, in America, I think, got a good grasp of, and we kind of realize that that's part of the brand of martial arts. Yes, it is traditional, but yes, we have to have some sort of creative Hollywood karate, Hollywood martial arts mixed in with that. So the students have a good feeling like, okay, let me, do a butterfly kick, tornado, whatever those are. I never got into those because I knew I couldn't, because of course I have a disability on one side. Had a stroke as a kid. When I was born, had it all my life pretty much. So my limit of martial arts only goes so far. I'm good. I'm a decent martial artist. I can get the job done. But I'm no Hollywood, let's just fly in the air like Jackie Chan, and sorry guys, but Bruce Lee, he was Hollywood karate, Hollywood kung fu. This is probably gonna get a lot of comments on this one, but if his style was so good and such a like that's the best style that's ever come, his style would be more popular because he started in Seattle, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, his students that you always see on TV were Hollywood guys, and it was probably due to they saw him doing stuff on the screen, so they kind of wanted to, up their game, put something more on their resume to get more jobs, probably as an actor, actress, whatever it is. So it's kind of like, it's just inevitable that Hollywood karate, Hollywood martial arts, it is going to come whether we like it or not within the traditional martial arts. That's kind of where my point was going. But yeah, if you like this one, go ahead. If you have any ideas on this, let's start a discussion down in the comments. Until next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, of course. And then until next time, train hard, train smart. See you then.